Hello guys and welcome back to my channel, and today we're gonna discuss one more important question for technical interview, and that is the observer design pattern. So this is my third video on the design pattern series. So if you have not seen my earlier videos on singleton and as well as factory setting, I would highly recommend you to go through that video first and then come back to this video. So without wasting much time, let's start with the discussing of the one of the most important design pattern, and that is the observer design pattern. And believe me, this is one of the hottest topic for interview nowadays, because most of the modern day applications are using this observer design pattern for their architectural design. So without wasting much time, let's start with this video. So you must be wondering why I am subscribing to my own channel, that is Technical Interview. Because of the fact the subscriber mechanism that we have over here on YouTube is totally built on the architecture, and that is the observer design pattern. And over here with this real world example, if you try to understand that how this subscription model over YouTube works, it will be very easy for you to understand the observer design pattern. So let's go into the deep dive analysis of how the subscriber button works on YouTube and how this is related with our today's topic, that is the observer design pattern. So let's first understand that how YouTube used to work when there was no subscribe button on their application. So let's take an example that over YouTube we have a channel called as Technical Interview. So over here you can consider any channel that is residing on YouTube platform. But right now for this example, I will be considering my channel over here as one of the example. So let's consider that there is a channel called as Technical Interview on YouTube, and there are thousands of users who are actually looking for videos that are related to technical interview. Now what happens without the subscription model is like, for example, after the days of hard work, I have created few of the videos for you guys so that you can easily crack any question during your technical interview. And that is why I have uploaded few of the most important technical interview questions over YouTube. So without you guys subscribe to my channel, what will happen is like, each and every time you want to look for a video that are relevant with the technical interview or with the technical concept, you have to come to my channel and you have to look for all the content that I have uploaded on my playlist. But frankly speaking, this is basically a tedious process for all the user to go to a particular channel and to look for all the videos that are being uploaded by the channel. And with this mechanism, since each and every user on YouTube is going to a particular channel and is trying to pull the data from the playlist, that is why this mechanism without the observer design pattern is called the pull method, which means the user is going to a particular channel and it is pulling the data, that is the content of the playlist, and it is trying to view all the videos over there. And since this is a tedious process for each and every user, YouTube have changed this model entirely and they have built a platform with the modern day architecture, and that is with the help of the design pattern architecture. So with this design pattern, what happens is like, YouTube have come up with the concept of a subscribe button. So with this method, what will happen is, for example, a user like you want to see a video relevant to the technical interview. What you will do is you will come to my channel and hit the red subscribe button that is linked to my channel. And once a particular user like you clicks the subscribe button on YouTube, the YouTube will send the notification to his backend that this user wants to subscribe to this channel. So internally what will happen is like, YouTube will save the user ID of that particular user into their local database. Similarly, for the second user, if the second user want to subscribe to my channel and hit the subscribe button available on my channel, YouTube will internally save the user ID of that particular user into their database. And in this way, it will keep on adding different user ID for a particular channel, and it will keep on making a mapping sheet which will actually indicate the total number of subscribers that are subscribed to a particular channel. And now once the YouTube have this mapping sheet available into their database, whenever the YouTuber, that is me, will upload a video that is relevant to the technical interview, YouTube will first try to search the notification server, that is the database that they have created for maintaining the subscriber model, and it will go to the database and will try to check all the users that are subscribed to particular channel. And once the YouTube gets all the subscriber for a particular channel, it will throw a notification to each and every user that a particular video has been uploaded to the channel that you have subscribed to. So this is basically the model which is being followed by the subscribe functionality. Now let's understand and correlate that how this subscribe mechanism is related to the observer design pattern, that is our today's topic of discussion. So over here, if you try to see here in this architecture, we have two actors. Number one is the YouTube channel, that is technical interview, and number two, all the user, that is you guys. So over here, the YouTube channel is the subject and all the viewer to a particular YouTube channel is the observer. So what is actually happened behind the scene is all the observer is actually observing a subject, that is the YouTube channel, and is requesting for the data that are being uploaded on the channel. So once a video gets uploaded to a particular YouTube channel, YouTube will send a notification to all the observer, that is who are subscriber to that channel, which means that right now this is a push mechanism, because over here YouTube is actually pushing the notification to all the user, that is the observer, that yes, a new video got uploaded to your favorite YouTube channel. So this is how the observer design pattern has been implemented for the subscribe mechanism over here. So I hope you guys have understood the fundamental behavior of how the subscriber buttons works internally and how this mechanism is linked with the observer design pattern. Now in the later part of the video, we will be actually implementing this subscriber design model using our Java code, so that it will be very easy for you to understand this observer design pattern flow and you can easily answer this question during your technical interview. So there are 100 more examples that I can give it to you which are actually following the observer design pattern. So all the modern social media platforms such as Instagram, Twitter, all are following this observer design pattern. So over Instagram, you can see that you go to a particular celebrity profile and you click the follow button provided over there. And once you click the follow button for a particular celebrity, that celebrity's YouTube handle becomes the subject for the observer pattern. And over here, since you are following that celebrity, you become the observer or the follower to that subject. So over Instagram, the Instagram handle is the subject and you are the observer. And that is why whenever a celebrity is uploading a video or an image to their social media handle, you are getting those notifications on your newsfeed, so that it is easy for you to get updated with all the activities of that celebrity. So right now, hopefully you guys have understand that how this observer design pattern is critical for our real world implementation. Because right now most of the modern architecture are based on this framework. And this is the reason why this is a hot topic during the technical interview. And most of the time it will happen that the interviewer will not directly ask you the question that explain the observer design pattern. Rather, he will tweak the question and he will tell that, for example, design the subscriber model for the YouTube. And obviously, if you do not know the observer design pattern in detail, you cannot answer this question during your technical interview. So there are one more important question that came during the Amazon interview that I will be giving you at the end of this video once we get familiar with this observer design pattern completely, and once we are done with the coding and implement this subscribe button functionality for the YouTube channel. So let's start with the implementation of the subscribe design pattern. But before that, let's go through some of the theoretical definition of the design pattern, and let's understand that what is an observer design pattern, and let's understand why and when you should use an observer design pattern during your development phase. So let's understand that what is an observer design pattern. So an observer design pattern is one of the concepts of design pattern that is used to establish a one-to-many relationship between the objects, so that if one of the objects, that is the subject, changes its state or the content, all its dependent objects, that is the observer, gets notified automatically. So I hope with this definition now you can interrelate how this observer design pattern is linked with the subscribe button we have on the YouTube platform. And hopefully right now you guys have understand that why at the end and the beginning of each and every video I keep on telling you that if you like the video, please like and share this video, and if you are new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss a video from my channel and you are always ready for your next interview. So now over here in observer pattern, the object that watches on the state of another object is actually called the observer, and the object that is being watched is called the subject. Now let's understand why and when we should follow this observer design pattern. So you should consider this design pattern into your application when multiple objects are dependent on the state of a particular object, and you have to implement an algorithm which will give the notification to all your observer that yes, there is a state change for a particular object. So as we have just discussed, the other real-time use cases which are implemented based on the observer design pattern are YouTube notification, RSS feed, email subscription, and many more. So let's now begin with the implementation of this observer design pattern, and let's understand how this observer design pattern is implemented internally. So let's start with the implementation of the observer pattern using the Java code. So to implement the observer design pattern over here, first we have to implement the two actor classes which are basically involved for the observer design model. So the first actor that we will be creating is the observer class. So over here we will create an interface called as observer. And within this observer interface, we have to declare the functionality that each observer is waiting for, and that is an update from the YouTube channel they have subscribed to. So over here we will be declaring a functionality called as update. So in real world, an update can be of many types. For example, an YouTuber have uploaded a video to his channel, or he have put some messages on his community post. So the update can be of many types. So over here we will be considering a string as our update. So for example, if a YouTuber updates a video, the name of the video will come as our notification. So over here let's consider the update in the form of a string. So now next create the second actor, and that is the subject to our observer pattern. So again we will create one more interface called as subject. So as we have discussed, a subject is nothing but the object that the observer is looking for, which is actually our YouTube channel. So a YouTube channel can have several properties. For example, you can subscribe to a YouTube channel, you can unsubscribe from a YouTube channel, and number 3, the functionality to update all his subscribers who have subscribed to his channel. So the first method that we will be declaring over here is the subscribe method. And the person who will be subscribing to this channel is nothing but an observer, that is a real user. So over here we will be passing the observer as our parameter. Similarly, we have another functionality that is unsubscribe. So let's create a method called as unsubscribe. Now the third and the main functionality of this subject class is to notify all the subscribers that this YouTube channel got an update from the YouTuber. So over here we have to create a method called as notify all. And similarly over here we will be notifying all the subscribers with a message linked to it. So over here in the parameter we will define a message over here. And thus we have done the two actors that are involved in our observer design pattern, and that is the subject and the observer. Now let's start with the actual implementation of the YouTube functionality, where a user can subscribe to a channel, and whenever a channel uploads a video, it will get notified to all the subscribers. So let's first create a user for our application. So as we have discussed, a user is nothing but an observer. So over here we have to implement all the behavior of the observer class that we have defined in our observer actor class. So let's implement the abstract method over here. So over here you can see that the user has implemented the functionality, and that is update, which it is actually looking for from any channel. So hopefully you guys are clear until this point. Now let's create the third class for designing our YouTube functionality, and that is the channel class. So we will create a class called as channel. And as we have already discussed, a channel over here is nothing but a subject to our observer design pattern. So let's implement the subject class over here. So over here you can see our channel class have implemented all the abstract methods that are there in our interface called as subject. Now before implementing all the actual behavior over here, let's provide some of the attribute and methods for this channel class. So basically a channel should always have a name to it. So over here we will provide a name to our channel. And we will provide a constructor for this channel. Similarly, for the user also, we need to provide the username for the user. So over here, we will provide an attribute for the user class, and that is the username for a particular user. And similarly, we will be creating a constructor for this class. So let's now go back to our channel class and let's start with the implementation of this abstract class one by one. So the thing that we have discussed earlier is whenever a YouTuber subscribe to a particular channel, it will go into a database to the YouTube and it will maintain a mapping sheet between the YouTube channel and the subscriber over here. So let's make a mapping sheet over here. So within this channel class, we will declare an array which will hold all the subscribers who are subscribing to a particular channel. So here you can see that we have created a list which will actually hold a mapping between the channel and the total number of subscribers, that is the observer, who are subscribed to our channel. So over here you can see we have a functionality called as subscribe. So whenever a viewer or a user will click on the subscribe button on our application, at that time YouTube will send a notification to his backend server that this user is trying to subscribe to our channel. So and at that time internally what it will do, it will add that observer, that is the user, into its database. Similarly, if you are unsubscribing to our channel, it will remove your username from the list of the subscriber name. So list.remove. Now let's implement the most important thing of our application, and that is notify all observer. But before implementing this notify all observer, let's implement one more functionality that will be responsible for uploading a video into YouTube. So let's create a dummy method called as video upload. So let's consider that whenever as a YouTuber I'm uploading a video to YouTube, YouTube is internally calling this functionality where it will pass the message that this corresponding video name or the title has been uploaded on the YouTube platform. And once the video get uploaded successfully to the YouTube, it will internally notify all the observer that are linked to a particular channel. So hopefully it makes sense to you. So what actually happening is whenever the video got uploaded successfully, it will notify all the subscribers with a message that a particular video got uploaded on the YouTube application. Now since we have implemented the functionality of notifying all users, let's implement the actual functionality associated over here. So what we have to do is actually a easy process. What we have to do, we have to run a for loop on this array which consists of total observer within our YouTube channel. So it will check the total number of observer present in our YouTube, that is our subscriber, and it will call the update method for each and every observer class, that is for each and every subscriber for our YouTube channel. So I hope this complete code now makes sense to you. So now since we are done with implementing the entire channel over here, that is the subject to our framework, let's now implement a small modification to our user class. So over here, once the user is getting updated with a message, we want to show the corresponding message over here. So let's consider that we want to show the message like hey followed by the username of the person, and we are notifying the user that a new video has been uploaded into a particular channel. So once the YouTuber updates a video onto the channel, the subscriber will get a notification like, hey, check out the new video, followed by the name of the video that got uploaded. So thus over here we have implemented the entire observer design pattern over here. Let's now create the actual driving class, and that is the YouTube handler. So we will create one more class which will contain the main class over there, and let's call this class as YouTube. So within this YouTube class, the first thing that we have to create is we have to create the name of the channel. So let's create the name of the channel as Technical Interview. So over here you can see I have created a channel on the YouTube platform called as Technical Interview. Now let's create some of the dummy user for our YouTube. Let's create the first user with the name as Anindo. Let's create one more user called as Rahul. So over here you can see that we have created two users called as Rahul and Anindo into our YouTube platform, and over here we have a channel called as Technical Interview. Now whenever this Anindo and Rahul goes to the channel called as Technical Interview and clicks on the subscribe button available on their channel, what internally happens is like the YouTube channel will internally register the username with the particular channel. So over here the YouTube channel Technical Interview has been subscribed by the user, that is user 1. Let's also subscribe Rahul to my channel, that is Technical Interview. And thus we are done with creating the entire framework which can basically handle the subscribe event of the YouTube. Let's now upload a video into our application. So what I will be doing is over here on the channel called as Technical Interview, I will be uploading a video. Let's name this video as a factory design pattern, which was actually my previous video content. So let's now click on run and let's see whether this entire functionality is working or not. So amazing, you can see that over here as a YouTuber I have uploaded the video called as factory design pattern, and all the users who are subscribed to my channel have got the notification to their inbox that hey Rahul or hey Anindo, check the new video, that is the name of the video. So let's test out with one more user ID. Let's call it as testing user. And this time this user won't be subscribing to my channel. So after running this program, this new user who has not subscribed to my channel should not get a notification from my channel once I upload any video to my channel. So let's click on run one more time. And over here also you can see that only Anindo and Rahul gets the notification into their inbox, and the third user, that is the testing user, have not got any notification into their mobile application. So I hope you guys have thoroughly understand the video and you have thoroughly understand each and every concept that are linked with the observer design pattern. And I believe that during interview, if the interviewer asks you to implement the YouTube design pattern, you can easily do so by following this example that I have coded over here. I will be also sharing the entire code snippet in the description below, so feel free to go through that code and try to understand it thoroughly so that you can easily crack any question during your interview. Now since I believe you have understood thoroughly how the observer design pattern works, let me now give another question which was actually asked during the Amazon interview, and that question was, you need to create a platform like ClickBus. So if you know that ClickBus is responsible for updating all the user with the latest score and match details during any live match. So actually what the question was, you need to create a backend system from where whenever I am updating a particular score for a particular team, all the websites such as ClickBus, Hotstar and all the similar type of website who are actually implementing this backend application should get notified whenever there is a change in the score or wicket. So basically he was pointing out to the observer design pattern where each application like Hotstar and ClickBus are observer to our design pattern, and the backend application is basically our subject where all the cricket score are getting updated. So this was actually the question that was asked during the Amazon interview round. So hopefully you guys have thoroughly understand this video, and if you have found this video useful, do like, share and subscribe to my channel, and do not forget to hit the subscribe button, because right now you know the importance of the subscribe button for YouTube. So without wasting much time, let's move on to our next video for the design pattern. See you on the next video. Thank you.